Hi, and welcome to another WoodWing Quick Tips. Today we're going to be taking a look at search inside of the WoodWing Digital Asset Management solution. Search is going to be your quickest, most intuitive, and easiest way to access assets inside of the system. So let's take a look. Once you're logged in, you'll find the search bar in the top toolbar, and it's here that you can type in any terms that you're looking for. If I'm creating an article or a campaign that involves animals, I could type in something like the keyword animal, and WoodWing is going to look across all of the assets in the system and pull anything that's related to that keyword. And that keyword could appear just about anywhere, in a file name, in a metadata tag. It could even be the name of the photographer, Joe Animal, for example. So I'm going to want to refine that a little bit more, and WoodWing allows you to do that. We can start making slightly more complex queries by using a Boolean operator, like the word or. So if my article or campaign involves cars and animals, I can search for animal or car, and that's going to expand my result set. But this still might not be detailed enough for what you're looking for, especially if you're dealing with a large number of assets in the system. So WoodWing allows you to get very complex using a syntax called Lucene. And using that, we can start specifying exactly where to look for these search terms inside of the system. If, for example, I know that I want the word animal to appear only in the tags field, thus eliminating anything else, I can type in tags, animal. And now I have a much more manageable result set. And I can start combining that to build larger and more complex queries. Tags animal or tags car now includes assets where the word animal appears in a tag or the word car appears in a tag. And even this might not be enough. I might need to expand by using a wildcard. So now I'm going to look for tags animal with a wildcard, which is now going to bring in plurals and things like that. And now I've got a set that looks like exactly what I want to work with. And this type of search works for any metadata field. If I know that I want to find something that has a tag animal and where the usage rights are managed, I can type in tags animal and usage rights managed. And now that brings me up the assets where those rights are managed and the animal tag appears. Administrators have extra rights which allow them to create complex queries and then save them for specific users or groups of users. And those saved searches are going to appear in this drop-down over here. You'll see that in this system, I have a few saved searches, one for all files, another for images only, one that brings up just InDesign files, and another that brings up files where the status is set to new. Now those style queries can get complex really fast, and they're not for everybody. For those who would prefer a simpler approach, WoodWing has included a filter bar, and that can be activated by clicking this button on the left-hand side. And you'll see that brings out a panel. This panel essentially is going to allow you to create a search simply by filling in form fields. You'll see in the bar that I have set up, I'm able to filter on name, the kind of asset, the size, and several other metadata fields. This is completely customizable by the individual user. Opening this dialog box allows me to turn on or off specific types of metadata fields that I would like to filter on. Once this panel is open, I can either fill in the form fields or select some of these checkboxes to start filtering my assets. Let's say, for example, that I really want to look at images that are only in a portrait orientation. I can simply select that from this filter bar, and it's going to filter all of the assets currently in this result set down to those that are only in portrait orientation. I also have tags visible here. So you'll see that I can click my animal tag, and now I'm only looking at assets that have the word animal in the tag and that are in portrait orientation. Turning off portrait, you'll see that my result set grows. So using this, I can build some quite complex queries, and these can be bookmarked in exactly the same way that your search queries can. Another capability that makes this even more powerful is I can combine filtering with search. So going back to my previous example, if I want to do a search on animal or car, and then dive down into this result set without having to type out a complex query, I can start there and then begin filtering using the bar, and the filters will apply to the result set from this animal or car search. I can come in and I can start saying, you know what, I actually was only interested in things where the word animal appeared in the tag. And that works in both directions, where I can clear my search, clear my filter, start on the filter side, for example, with something like landscape images, and then search on top of that for car. And now it's only presenting me cars that are in a landscape orientation. So as you can see, filter and search are really powerful tools inside of the asset management solution. A lot of people coming to digital asset management solutions are coming from a server scenario where their workflow involved browsing through folders to get at the assets that they need. I think that if you give search and filter a try, You'll find that it's a quick, intuitive, and easy alternative to folder browsing, and it will allow you to get at the assets that you want to use much more quickly so that you can spend more time working on your creative projects and less time worrying about the underlying technology. Thanks for joining us. This has been another WoodWing Quick Tip.